the kind of player who's able to buck up under that pressure, but put Tilde under the right amount of it, he could exhibit just the same. So let's see how this one goes. We start off on Battlefield. This is just going to be Spacey's paradise. I'm expecting a lot of combos. I'm expecting heavy punishes. Maybe not immediately, though. So let's all keep our eyes peeled.
Oh, yeah. Okay, already gets the up tilt into the down air. Good tech, good awareness from Jakal. So many other players would miss that tech and they'd get hit by double down airs until they would get a Twitter clip. Such a basic thing that you can do is just tech that.
It's funny. It's such a simple answer, but a lot of people, they're just worried about the climbing numbers. They watch their percentage just go blood red, and all of a sudden, a huge DI from Jakal. I'm actually amazed he was able to get that catch, because normally Tilde gets kills there with no issue. He still manages to find the first KO off of a down smash on the roll read. But,
oh, yeah.
All right, if Jakal's already plugged in, being mindful of Tilde's combo game, that is a good sign of things to come, regardless of being the stock down this early.
He got a hit. That was just a complete 0 to death all the way. And now finally Jakal able to get a couple of licks in. Jakal is the kind of a player that needs to lose game 1, maybe even a game 2, and then he is going to adapt over the course of a set so well.
He is just an excellent player when it comes to that adaptation. He doesn't let the pressure crush him. Some players need that. It's rare. But some people just like to see how that set's going to go, and they can just close it up. But you're looking at two players who are clutch kings, so.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens in that regard. But right now, Tilde looking for that jump, and they both have the same idea. I'm going to neutralize you up tilt, and I'm going to up tilt you neutral. But okay, Tilde, huge combo potential here. Jakal going to be missing that tech, has to make it back on. Ledge traps. Oh my God,
there was like 3
happening.
different ways that Tilde could have ended that all. Jakal didn't want to do anything with any of those. All right, let's slow down just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, not a lot of it. Jakal decided it was time to go.
When it's Falco up B at that point, just you know when it's going to happen, you know when it's going to grip. All you have to do is just position yourself, and Jakal knows how to be able to punish that. But Jakal right now just sort of occupying those side platforms a little bit, looking for Tilde to maybe whiff in his face. But, ooh.
No trip out of the down tilt. That's unfortunate. Still finds some damage out of it and forces Tilde to the platforms, but this is Falco on Battlefield. He's going to find every opportunity to find a reversal.
Jakal almost got hit by that forward. Tilde pushed all the way into it, and now Jakal is taking full advantage of that commitment from Tilde. He whiffed it, and look at all the damage he took.
It's just simple, just your turn, my turn kind of play, which is honestly not what I was really expecting. I was expecting either a steamroll one way or the other, and just the pendulum swinging so heavily. But they're being very respectful of each other's space and options right now. And I'm curious to see how that amounts as the games go, because it's, again, they're just building their notes.
And again, when it comes to resets, Tilde is the king of resets. He put himself in a position where he can punish either directional air dodge or any air dodge, and did so on reaction. Beautiful catch on that aerial on shield. Jakal is bleeding.
Certainly not out of it, though. 49% and counting is not that bad to do. But when you're off stage like that without options, it doesn't matter.
What a conversion.
That was a very risky play from Tilde, but hey, he was the stock up. He had the momentum. Hey, why not? Let's end it a little early. Let's put one on the board for the bird.
That was excellent. If the spike connected, congrats, he would have been able to get the spike. If it didn't connect, he seems to have a punish ready, because typically, you know, I feel like you can air dodge out of this situation, right? We saw the immediate press for the side B. But you, Wolf, you air dodge here and you're dead no matter what. There was absolutely nothing that Jakal could have done to actually survive. This was Tilde's stock. He played that situation beautifully.
All right, bringing this to a small Battlefield for game 2. I'm curious to see how the lack of that top platform is going to help out Jakal.
Jakal was really struggling to land off that top platform.
Yeah, because that's just Falco's place to play. That's where he finds a lot of reversals. That's where he finds a lot of his combo extensions. And listen, Tilde can change his mailing address to the Battlefield. No one would be surprised.
Yeah.
He lives there. But you take that away, all of a sudden the landing options are a lot more varied, and Jakal is still able to control that space very comfortably with a lot of Wolf's grounded options, which I think that's going to be pivotal to trying to slow down Tilde if you don't have to contest him in the aerial space.
Oh yeah. Okay, right now Jakal always the one to sort of occupy those platforms a little bit more, because he just wants to wait for Tilde to whiff something on the ground. He comes back on with a late hit neutraler. That is a lot of Jakal's like bread and butter game plan.
Yo, the run from full stage grab, I guess we've got those. Doesn't matter how deep in bracket, you just do it.
Oh yeah.
You get like one of those a set though, so. I'm hoping for Jakal's sake that he doesn't let Tilde get away with it again.
I hope so too. But right now, Jakal, tries to actually punish Tilde's side, be coming back on, maybe undershot that distance a little bit, and Tilde made that his own advantage state. Up smash on reaction, not going to actually come out here. Try to go through the reset, and a little bit too slow with the dash attack. Does not matter. Tilde has a punish, only 34% and counting.
Like the immediate retreat from the platforms as well from Tilde. Just try to bring Wolf into the air as best as he can, but Jakal's hesitance to do so. Excellent. You got to keep that battle on the base platform when it comes to Falco, because he's waiting to trade with you in some way. He's waiting to take you to the skies because all of that damage finds itself so easily.
So take a look. Jakal has successfully conditioned Tilde's shield, especially when he's sitting on the platform. Now I feel like it's going to be the most opportune time to go for a lot of those grab mix-ups, but it is currently Jakal's advantage state. He is catching every single one of Tilde's landing attempts and wants to go for the mother of all reads. It didn't pan out, and Jakal is bleeding for it. He took a lot of damage because of that.
He did, but he still maintains the momentum, even gets the stock lead out of it. And Jakal looking very comfortable with where he's positioning himself on the platforms.
Okay, nice little drag down. Able to get the forward just to be able to put Jakal off stage, because this is where Tilde excels. But whiffing that one option, the really aggressive forward is just going to spell out so much damage.
Well, just look at it all. It's like Tilde wants to be on the platforms, but he wants to be there by his own volition. He wants to start his combos there, or he wants to just make Jakal pay the price for being there. But the only times he's really finding himself there is when Jakal drags him there with his own combos.
Oh, yeah.
It's a rare twist when Tilde just doesn't look comfortable in his position.
But you know what, that time around, he set up the tech chase, he set up the situation, F tilt side B, so good, and you're able to confirm it into those back moves to take the stock off the side. 80%, this is super doable. You just need that one drag down, but Jakal's not going to let him have it. Looking to maybe scout out an air dodge, didn't find it quite yet. This is getting dangerous for Tilde.
Low risk damage out of the up throw, setting up for the juggles, just trying to fish some sort of havoc out of Tilde. But I'm loving how he's just going for these defensive options. Just a little bit of a run, shield. A little bit of run, shield.
Between the two of them, Tilde is opting for a much more grounded game plan because he is always like so presently aware of a lot of Jakal's rising back airs and neutral airs. He's been using those to catch those jumps up until now. That side B did not hit the shield. Had that hit the shield, up smash would have connected.
Pressure's building on both players. This is something we...
Oh,
never mind. Oh, no, we won't talk about that.
I'm not going to lie. After the Mr. Reset and already losing 2 games to Tilde like this, if I'm Jakal, I am feeling miserable about Wolf's recovery. Because the amount of times that he's gotten spiked, the amount of times that he's gotten punished, when it would have been his game, I mean, it is unspeakable.
No, that's rough doing there. And that was while a lot of the latter end of that game was going so well for Jakal too. And it was just one little hiccup. And it was a very easy ledge setup from Tilde as well. It was just up throw back air. Yeah, it wasn't at a percentage where it would have killed, but it gave him easy stage control. And Jakal just lost it all in an instant. And we're starting off game 3 immediately in the same situation.
Oh, no.
Just a little bit of a charged forward smash after already securing the jump. Like,
this is not how you want to open off. This is not the sort of opening you need to be able to make this comeback. Tilde, if I'm Tilde, I'm cushiony. I'm comfortable. You wanted to give me that stock? That's totally fine by me.
If you're Tilde, you're seeing yourself in a situation where you have a really easy lead out of nowhere. You play with the confidence. You hunt for the kill at this point. Because yes, you don't want to give up a lead like that, of course, but you also don't want Jakal to have the time to find the mental footing to put themselves back in the game. You just hit the red line, and you just keep on going. Build up a 3-stock lead. Keep securing your stage control.
But right now, Jakal not slowing down anytime soon. Looks for the down smash 2-frame. Wasn't able to find it. Tilde finding a whiff punish for it instead. Setting up a tech chase. Doesn't get the back here to catch the tech roll out a little bit too far to the right, and lands a little bit too soon as well.
Now, we saw a bit of this in the previous game, but one thing we just saw the interaction with the reflector out of Jakal. And it looks like Tilde's trying to bait that so that we can get the lower recovery, the below the ledge recovery that Tilde's been so consistently punishing. Curious if Jakal's going to pick up on that so that he can stop that.
I saw Jakal miss that back heel, eat a forward and then laugh about it. He knew that he had the right idea, and you know what happened? He simply misspaced or pressed the back heel a little bit too late. Happens. It just happens.
Just got to run it again. You just tell yourself, you know you got that in that situation, you know the correct answer, but it's hard to hold on to that.
Yeah.
Tilde sitting on the 3-1 stock lead, playing with a lot of confidence right now, and also trying to bait the approach from Jakal. He knows that he could sit back and wait for it.
it's really hard as a player not to be checked out right now. Like, genuinely, the odds are against you. If you want this, you got to keep yourself focused in this. That's F tilt, that's one stock, but you have so much more work to do. And Tilde just able to get all these combos, 55%, keeping Jakal stuck at the ledge here, rising forward neutrally to catch a spot dodge. This is the start of something big.
Oh, yeah. It just takes 1 or 2 interactions, and Jakal's right back in the game when it comes to the damage. But it's those key decisions that could keep it from just slipping all away, especially as these percentages climb. Oh. It just takes one good read.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
Man, that was brutal. That was really good for Tilde. That was lovely for Tilde, who's going to move on to grand finals. But that is not the way that Jakal wanted to play. The way that this entire stock just like opened off here. I mean, man, that trade. Yeah. I can't believe that side B didn't actually make it onto the stage.
No. If there's one word that I could use, Dara, to describe the game 3, it was suffocating. It looked like Jakal was just losing all hope out the gate. Uncharacteristic of the player as it is. But Tilde just saw the moment and just kept on pushing further and further and further. Not necessarily literally holding forward, but just being in spots where Jakal could not sit comfortably and just bled of all options.
It's that recovery, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, if I'm Jakal and I lost the mystery set the way that I did, if I lost the Tilde set the way that I did, I am, like, feeling pretty, you know, a little pessimistic about my character because so many of those stocks actually genuinely came down to, I am all out of options here, and you have basically covered everything else. There isn't necessarily anything that Jakal could have done off stage differently. You have to hold that. You just have to play that much of a better game plan on the stage itself. And when it came to being on the stage itself, it felt like Jakal wasn't able to initiate as much. He wasn't able to get a lot of really big extensions. Tilde played a much more patient, grounded game. He really buckled down on the ledge trapping, and overall, he just kept catching Jakal's jump-in attempts.
Listen, you don't got to be one of us to understand that the recoveries and landings are the harder parts of playing a spacey. Yeah. It's like it comes with the package, and it has from the very beginning. But
and the difference between Falco and Wolf in this case, Falco is able to go so high because of his side B, because of his double jump, and that is something that Wolf is not able to do nearly as well. He's going to put himself into tumble, or, you know, he has a really good jump, mind you. He has good airspeed, but when it comes to landing after the fact, when somebody is looking for that, that is not...
It's that big what comes next. That is a lot more of a blurred space for Jakal than it would be for Tilde. And when the pressure starts to mount, it's very difficult to answer that question, especially while you have Tilde breathing down your throat, either approaching you in some way, throwing out a hitbox in some way or another, whether it's laser, forward air, or even just standing in your face with shields. Like, you don't get time to breathe. You don't get time to process.
Not at all. And speaking of players that don't give you time to process, we have to talk about Mr. E. Mr. E is a player that gets all the way up in your face, presses shield, presses neutral air, presses down tilt, presses up B out of shield. He reacts to you and just forces you to be always on top of it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And he connects a lot of them, too. The fact that he's able to put out that many of them, and the fact that that many of them actually hit, he has a... When he is online, he has an incredible amount of accuracy.
Yep. It's a matter of the reactionary play. We highlighted this in the previous set with Mr. E, where a lot of it is just, you see the opportunity, boom, button, boom, proper positioning. It's that positioning for Lucina that's pivotal to allowing the reactions to pay off. Because, yeah, you could have the right idea. You could know what buttons for what situation. But if you are moving around too much or you exhaust your movement options too early, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you tell me what the right option is. But you press it on the controller, you're positioned to do it at the right time, then you just have to